Welcome back to Bayona's RC World, and in today's video we are going to go over how to cover an RC airplane utilizing some of the basic tools that you'll find here in the hobby: irons, plastic monocote. So if this type of content you like to see, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll never miss another video that I post. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is go over some of the basic items you're going to need to properly cover your aircraft. We all know we're going to need covering. You're going to need blades, some masking tape, straight edge ruler, some smart cut tool, cover grip, your heat gun, irons, sealing irons. And so this is basically what we use to do all your covering jobs. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you are struggling with when it comes to iron-on covering with Monokote. All right, we're just talking about Monokote. That way it can just be condensed to just this. What issues are you having? Are you having problems with Monokote over Monokote, having too many bubbles, having issues with compound curves, wingtips, round fuselages? You know, what exactly are you struggling with when you're doing iron on Monokote? Just let me know. Leave it in the comments. I love to hear from you. Questions, the concerns and stuff like that, and answer them to the best of my ability. Let's get back to the actual covering. Everything's been wiped down, clean, tack cloth and all off camera. So now the fuselage is ready for its first Monokote piece. Alright, so I got the Monokote piece that I got cut out off camera, and this we're going to start on with the bottom section of the fuselage first. Now the question is that I always see is, what part do we start on first when we're covering the fuselage of an airplane? Do we start on the top? Do we do the sides first and then the top and then the bottom, or the bottom, the top, then the sides? You know, there's a lot of the new guys coming into the hobby, they get kind of confused where to start. And I'm just going to say the rule of thumb is basically starting off the bottom. You start the bottom, the work to the sides, and then the top to finish it off. All right. And the reason we do it this way is because we want all the edges of the Monokote to basically go downwards. Like, let's say the top of your roof at your house, right? If you have shingles at your house, they all overlay each other going downwards, right? So the water will flow downwards without having to go in between the shingles. Kind of you know, the same way with the Monokote. You want it to overlap each other this way so water doesn't get trapped, or in this case, fuel. All right, so that's the reason why we start on the bottom first. That way the Monokote will actually roll off downwards. Now if you actually have your vertical and horizontal stabilizer attached, glued to the fuselage, then I would start with that first. All right, but in this case, this one, as you can see, doesn't have the vertical stabilizer or horizontal stabilizer attached because it's bolt-on. All right, now the Monokote piece that I got right here, it's already all cut out. I have enough on each side to pull and stretch. Now the rule of thumb as well is to at least have 2 inches of excess on each side. That way you have something to grab and be able to pull. All right, you can easily just trim that off. Should you have cut it shorter than, let's say, 2 inches, and you placed it on crooked or whatever, and you don't have enough lip to grab, you can actually take pieces of tape and tape it on certain points and use the tape to pull. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to go ahead and tack this backside right here first. Alright, so I'm just going to apply some heat right here. Kind of tack that down. Let it cool off just a little bit. Got it, that. And then from here, you get to the other end and you just basically kind of pull, right? Don't pull so tight, but just pull it enough, kind of stretch it, and then tack it on the front side right here. All right, that way now it's all stuck. All right, and then from there, since we have a lot of open bay areas here, this is not a full sheeted bottom, I would basically just start tacking in certain areas, like here on the center. Let that cool down for a little bit. All right, then I'll pull this side, and then I'll tack this down. All right, and then I will work my way up. All right, so then we'll kind of find another spot I want to do. I'll probably go right here, and I'll tack this down, stretch it, tack this side down. All right, and then just work your way around, just little by little, just pulling and stretching. So yep, we're just gonna continue pulling, just like so. And you see the wrinkles right here, and when you pull, you kind of stretch that Monokote, stretch the covering. All right, see we got wrinkles right here, and we're pulling it tight. Just kind of work your way around. And since this one has a lot of open bays, you know, I'm not too worried about it, because for one, we can use the heat gun to kind of get all these wrinkles out. Tack this right here. Alright, so we'll just continue pulling. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and cut the excess here. Alright, now you can cut it by utilizing the trim tool. Alright, so you got two number 11 blades in there. Alright, now you adjust this by unscrewing these two, and the blade will basically slide out. So I don't know if you can see that. You will see the tip of the blade. Alright, so you can make it come all the way out, or you know, the thickness or how far you actually want that blade to cut. Alright, so in this case I just wanted to cut this material. I don't want it to cut the wood. Alright, so I'm gonna just basically have it barely peeking out of this black holder right here. Alright, and I am going to attempt to cut this. Oh boy, I'm gonna cut this crooked. Oh no! In a perfect world. Alright, so we're going down, we're cutting all the way to the end. Now we're gonna see if it actually cut. I hope so. And so you can see exactly how much it cut off, right? But by utilizing this tool, it is not bad at all, really. It's just getting this thing right to cut properly. You know, sometimes it wants to cut and sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so as you can see right there, I'm gonna start again right about here, and I'm just gonna follow, and hopefully it's cutting what I need to cut. And see, this right here didn't cut right, so I'm just gonna use my blade, my single edge blade, just like so, and then I'm just gonna freehand this. Alright, so from here I'm just gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go like this, and just wrap it around like so, all the way to the end, just like that. And my freehand work sometimes is way better than this tool. So what I'm gonna do with this, and I'm gonna go from one end to the other. Alright, let's go this way. Alright, and so this is how I would do it here. lift it off. Alright, so same thing as if I was using that tool. It's just I'm using my thumb as the guide. Alright. I'm not pushing hard too. It's just enough to cut the material that I need. Alright. And it just comes straight off, just like so. Alright. So now you've seen one side with the tool, utilizing the tool, and how many times I actually had to go through that just to get it cut right, compared to just utilizing one single edge razor blade and going from one end to the other just by utilizing my own fingers as a guide. Since this is a model that has been used already, it was once used with a nitro fuel. I had a nitro engine on here, and then I mean, this plane has been around, so this is not a new plane. It is really old. So this whole compartment, this whole engine compartment, and has seen better days. It has fuel residue from oil, nitro, you know, you name it, it's on here. So I already tried ironing this side down. As you can see, it keeps lifting right here. It just keeps lifting up no matter what I do. All right, so that automatically tells me there's some residue there, there's some oils that's preventing that adhesive on the Monokote to actually adhere. All right, so what I got now is, this is where this boy comes in play. This is by Deluxe Materials, all right, and I purchased this off of amainhobbies.com. Shipped it directly to my doorstep, and I'm here on the island of Guam. This is a adhesion promoter. All right, it prevents your Monokote from lifting off of the actual surface. Great for fuel-soaked wood. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and utilize this by putting a little bit right here on the rag or towel, and I'm just gonna brush it on right here onto the lip area. All right, just like so, and then I'm just gonna have that, you know, dry up for a little bit. I'm just gonna do it for this side too, right here. So we're just gonna let that dry up for a little bit, and then we will actually Monokote that, or use the heat and seal it down. Just how it works out. All right. Doesn't require that much heat. As you can see already, it's really sticking down there. Oh yeah, that ain't going nowhere. Look at that. Trim tool, this one right here. This is where this one comes in play, right? For all these small areas like this where you don't have that big bulky sealing iron. All right, that's where this one comes in play. But I don't actually got that on yet, so I'm gonna just go ahead and use this for now. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and push this one down, and as you can see, it's really sticking down. I'm telling you, this cover grip really works well in fuel soaked areas. All right, so if you're having that issue, pick yourself up a bottle of this cover grip. We got the heat gun here, and what we're gonna do now is just basically get all this drum tight. All right, I worked it just a little with the sealing iron, just kind of ran it over real quick, so that way we don't really have to stretch it too much. You don't want to leave this on there too long, because you will melt the plastic. You go right through. All right, in this case we don't want to redo this over or put a patch or anything like that because you accidentally left it on too long. All right, that is step number one. Doing the sides, we're gonna do either side, left or right, doesn't matter. All right, so you're gonna do both sides for, you know, next, and then once we get the sides all done up, then we will actually work on the top section. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how I clear out these holes, basically cut out the holes. We need to open up that hole, and then also back here on the rear end we actually got to open up these holes. But what I found that would cut out make these holes clean, at the same time seal the edges so it doesn't lift, is by utilizing soldering iron. All right, so I actually got a soldering tip on here that I really don't use much. I don't know if you can see that. All right, and so I'm gonna use this to go ahead and just put right into that hole and just go around just like that, right? And do the same thing with this side. All right, and that basically finish making the hole. Look how clean that is. It's sealed. You don't have to iron it back down. All right, you don't got any frays or edges or lips there that will basically pull or snag on something. Awesome stuff. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that to the back end here as well, just right here. I'm just gonna take the iron and just kind of trace it out like this. All right, just move that out of the way, and then do the same thing with this side. Alright guys, really quick, hey, if you'd like to continue supporting the channel, Bayona's RC World, support me in the things that I do to give back to the RC community through tips and tricks, just pure entertainment, flying videos or running videos and stuff like that. Hey, I actually have another way that you can do that. Through my Teespring store. You can go directly to the link in the description, or basically to bayonasrcworld.com, and you can pick yourself up a mug, shirts, pillows, stickers, whatever you find in the store currently is available. You can make, your purchase, and all the proceeds basically will come back to Bayona's RC World so that we can continue making excellent content for you to enjoy. All right, so check out that link, check out the store. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take off the backing of this covering right here. And we're just going to place it right over. Flip this around. And then we're going to pull all the way over here at the end. Kind of get this side all tacked down as well, and start getting certain areas tacked in there too. That way you don't have to shrink it too much. Just kind of pulling, because the majority of this fuselage, like I said, it has open bay areas, so really you don't want to just go straight on to the center and kind of work your way out, because you're going to end up pushing the Monokote down into this, and then you're going to have that distinct outline of all the open bay areas. All right, so that's in a nutshell, just like that. All right, and then we'll get the blade, and we'll kind of start cutting some reliefs here, just like so. All right, and we'll do it like right about here as well. We can naturally just fold over like that. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go diagonally like that. That way we have some material to go in on both sides. And on your wing saddle area, you see how all that, it needs some relief cuts. All right, so I'm gonna cut right about here, about right there, right here.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This one right about here, right about there. That way you got something to pull down, to get the Monokote to actually fold inwards. All right, so with those relief cuts right there, we can actually pull a certain area, iron this part down, Alright, so like I said, we're gonna just pull and just basically iron this thing down and get this all nice and sealed in there. Alright. Sure that everything is sealed, and then we're just gonna cut it. So once again, I'm gonna use my freehand style, and I'm just gonna gauge it right here using my thumb as a guide, and I'm just gonna cut just like so. And so from here, I'm not too worried if it's not really, if it doesn't connect right here, because this is just the inside. And we'll just, you know, pull it off just like so. Alright, I'm not too worried about that right there. You could just basically iron that down like that, or you could cut it off. It's no big deal. Take care of the rest of the stuff here. Alright. Pulling it, pull, and then put your heat down. Because all this, we're just going to trim this off like how we did a shop towel or a shop rag. Right? Pour some on there just like that, and I'm just going to rub that in. Alright. Pull that down and just kind of get all that in there. Kind of do that to the front end right here as well. So I know this had a whole bunch of fuel here, so it is what it is. We're just going to let that dry eventually. You could put it on now and then come back later, and it will still adhere once the heat is applied. All right. You can just clean this brush up with, like I said, mineral spirits, or water. So we're just gonna go ahead and let that cure, let it dry for a little bit, and then we will start ironing it down. In the meantime, we can start and finish up this back side at least. All right. So I'm just gonna finish up this back end right here and cut this off. We'll get a razor blade, and like I said before, just using your finger as a guide, and you just run it over just like so. As long as you don't change your finger position, just keep consistent all the way through, you'll be okay. Like I changed my position there just a little, but like I said, no tools needed, just freehand. Just do it here. As long as you keep your tool straight, you follow your finger. That's my finger here. All right, so just so you know, this finger right here is on the side, following the side of the fuse. Then I can gauge my depth of how thick I want the overlap to be. So in this case, I just made about 1/8. If you go a quarter, then you just basically go a quarter in and just stay there. Use your finger as a guide, and then just follow. As long as you don't move your thumb or move the blade throughout the whole cut, you will be consistent all the way through, just like so. All right, just same way I did a 1/8, and then I just follow all the way through. All right, just like so. All right, so just so you know. And you can see my line, it is straight. My line is straight, all right? I didn't have to put a ruler over here or anything, you know, so it is what it is. All right, so this one here, I want to show you how I would cover this and get the Monokote around this curve and around the actual lip. All right, could have done this two ways, right? In the beginning, I could have taken a thin strip, maybe about a little thicker than this actual piece of material on the fuse, cut a strip of Monokote and actually ironed it in all the way around, so that when I do the side of the Monokote covering, all I have to do is just iron it up to there and then trim it, right? But there's a whole reason why I did it this way, just to show you that you can still get this Monokote to conform to this curvature. All right, it's just all about manipulation, about pulling and applying heat. All right, and so just do it. Don't pull too hard because you will rip the Monokote.
It's not hard, you can do it.
So as you can see, I already got this top piece. Now we're just gonna work little by little and just keep applying heat, all right, and pulling. And those of you who have done this kind of work before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so you can do this throughout all your models, any part of your model. Just take your time. All right, so you can see how it's working out already. We are actually getting that Monokote to actually follow the contour. There you go, pretty much in a nutshell. All right, so with that, now you can continue going on. You can go all the way and wrap this all the way around, but I'm not gonna do that because that's just the inside. I'm gonna paint that anyways. And so from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and just follow this outline of the engine compartment, and I'm just gonna cut it straight down just like that. All right, and just like so. All right, because all this is just going to get cut anyways. All right, so go ahead and just continue ironing this thing down. All right, so off camera I went ahead and I just trimmed off the excess that was here. I still need to go and finished up the front end right here, and went ahead and just, this is the windshield cover type deal. All right, held in by a magnet, so I'm gonna end up having to sand this down and paint this yellow. Other than that, yeah, see, so that is basically utilizing pull method basically to kind of stretch that Monokote around the contour. All right, so if you are having problems basically trying to get the Monokote to go over a wingtip, where the wingtip has more mass, more surface area, yet it's still kind of rounded, just imagine that this is a hard edge with a slight radius right here, right? But it's a hard edge, and it's still, I was able to get that Monokote to form to that. All right, so if it can do that here, you definitely could be able to do it on a wingtip. It's just a matter of knowing the techniques and getting some practice in, right? And getting comfortable with pulling and applying the heat, all right, and letting it cool. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start on the other side. All right, so same thing we did earlier. It's just now it's on this side. All right, so I made the template to kind of mimic the original windscreen or the windows, the side windows. And what we're gonna do here is I got the template there. I got a Sharpie and I traced out the outline of the template, and the reason for that is so that I could come back with my little pricking tool, also known as a needle, and I'm going to prick through the yellow Monokote down into the wood. All right, hot air in between both pieces of Monokote have some place to dissipate, to go. And I got the Monokote piece that I cut out based off the template. All right, I already took off the backing, and I'm going to apply this here just like so, and I am going to slowly iron this on to minimize as much air bubbles to be trapped in between the two Monokote pieces. Nice and slow, you take your time, you will come out with a bubble free. I'm not too worried about the Sharpie marker there, at the moment, because eventually I could just, whatever Sharpie marker is still exposed later, I'll just clean it off with some thinner or lighter fluid, which I don't have any lighter fluid, but you can use lighter fluid. That piece right there, and I'm gonna do the same procedure but with the silver, and I think I'm gonna put silver for the rest of the side windows. So as you can see, that is a silver iron on top of the Monokote of the yellow with the black, right? And for the most part of the surface, you don't really see any major bubbles or anything like that on there, right? So on this side here, I am just gonna go ahead and do like what majority of us would do, would just be basically just ironing the Monokote directly over that. All right, I did this by pricking yellow covering with the needle. If you had a woodpecker by Top Flite, it's basically a roller with a whole bunch of needles on. I'm gonna go ahead and do this without, as you can see here, there's no holes. I didn't prick it. All right, it's just straight Monokote, and I'm putting Monokote over Monokote. So take out all the bubbles and just take your time. Slow circular motions, right? Trying to get all that bulb on, and I'm out doing certain steps or techniques that we've been doing. All right, so there you go. All right, so you can see right off the bat I got some bubbles, all right, trapped in there. I mean, from a distance it'll look good. So I'm going to show you the Windex way. All right, let me just go ahead and move some of this things to the side there. And what I already peeled off the back end of the silver here, and what I'm going to do is just I'm going to spray this area with the Windex. I'm going to apply the Monokote and I'll align it to where I think I want it to be, just like so. All right, and then I'm going to just squeegee all the excess out. All right, just like so. Let me just get a rag real quick, or a shop paper towel, dab all that excess. Wait for that to dry. As you can see, we'll wait for that to dry, and then we'll come back with the iron at a low temperature and just kind of slowly go over it and call it done. Cover grip, because this is also used as a monocote over monocote application film. All right, so what we're gonna do on this side, and this is only for, just want to show you guys the many different ways that you can actually do these things. All right, and so what I'm going to do is use this cover grip, give it a good shake. Let me use the one I already opened up. Give it a good shake, and what I'm going to do is take off the covering, the backing on this side. All right, tape, 2 pieces of tape, just like so, and peel off the backing, just like that. All right. So I'm just gonna put that to the side. I'm going to use, you could use, like I said, either the sponge brush or a paper towel type deal. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit. I don't know if that's a little bit to you, but I'm just gonna kind of dabble it there, and I'm just gonna kind of brush it on to where I think I'm gonna be putting the monocote. You can go a little bit over, because you can just clean this up with lighter fluid. All right, there you go. So we got that on there. We got the cover grip on. Let it dry up and everything, and then we'll come over and apply the monocote. All right, so we got it dried up. We're gonna go ahead and place the monocote where I think I like it. And then I'm gonna grab my squeegee and just start from the center, work your way outwards. All right. That's that, and then we'll go over it with the iron, right? So kind of lower that down just a little bit. We don't want it too hot. And gentle pressure, just so it can activate. I got a little bubble there. I'm gonna just take the needle. Poke little holes there to get all that air bubbles out. Just kind of go over it with the iron again. And there you go, done. All right, now you can clean up the residue with lighter fluid. All right, and that will all come off. But there you go. So that's utilizing the cover grip. And this will be kind of hard to pull off now. All right, this was cover grip. This was the needle, all the needle holes. All right, this was dry, and this was Windex. All right, you got 4 different methods right here on the application of monocote over monocote. All right, so what I did here was basically just masked up the front section here to prevent any overspray throughout the whole fuselage that we just covered. And then I went ahead and sprayed the inside here of the engine compartment with flat black Rust-Oleum paint. I hope that this video was informative for you, and it answered some of those questions out there, like basically how to apply monocote over monocote, what methods are there, what techniques are out there, how to start and where to start on actually covering your actual model, and why do we do the things we do. Hopefully this video answers some of those questions, and if not, and you still got some questions, or you're having some issues in regards to applying Monokote on your model, leave your questions in the comments below so that I can go through it, read it, and I'll answer them, you know, respectfully. I still got to take care of some other issues here, like the repair of the horizontal stabilizer. Once that's all done, we can continue on with the actual covering. I'll probably do that in another video, so you know, looking forward to that. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on my next video. Cheers.